things started here. I'm excited because we're talking about Spirit Sale today, so that's always fun. But also because you may have heard from me before, and you may have heard from Mike before, but never in the same time. So it's pretty fun to have me and Mike on one of these at the same time here for you. So hello, Holly. Yep. Hey from SoCal. Awesome, awesome. I'm out in Utah, so beautiful Salt Lake, right? And then Mike, you're out in PA, right?
Yep,
So
in a little town called Monongahela, which is a suburb of Pittsburgh.
nice. See that? We're all just here today. That's fantastic. So, yeah, just going to go over Spirit Cell. I think this is going to be a really fun webinar. Hopefully, you guys enjoy because it's going to be not just kind of here's what makes Spirit Cell unique, which obviously there are some great benefits and features to the platform and maybe how things work. But I think we'll actually kind of hope shed some light on maybe some new ways that you could use Spirit Cell, and then obviously what makes it unique in its own right as a standalone e-commerce platform. But with the things that we cover today, I think hopefully it can give you some ideas on ways that you could use Spirit Sale to grow your business. Maybe this can give you opportunities to work with a different type of customer base than you are currently working with right now. And with that, all you need is a heat press, but obviously having, different other types of decoration available just, makes that much, more versatile and being able to offer still an online store to your customer. So with that, yeah, we'll kind of let the people just rolling in here. We'll keep an eye on the chat bar as well. And Shauna, who's helping us out here today, if there's any questions that come in on that, that we need to address and can answer for you guys today, we'll make sure we do that. So keep those questions coming in as we kind of go through things here. But with that, let's go ahead and get things underway. So Spirit Cell is a cloud-based solution. This is going to be a way for you to create online stores for your customers, and not just any online store, but obviously being able to make as many unique websites as you'd like. That's a pretty powerful statement, and it comes with a lot of possibilities. Because when you can make as many unique websites as you like, you're not worried about how many different types of customers you can work with. Also, this means that you can then, if you're working with a particular customer, for example, a school, that I could make my own unique store, whether it's for a school or for the different sports teams or the clubs or different separations within that particular customer, that you could be able to have each one have their own online store displaying only their products. So before we get into that and kind of how easy it is to create a store and different things like that, I actually want to kind of show some fun, unique examples of some online stores and give you guys some ideas of maybe some different types of customers that you maybe want to reach out to, or that this is definitely the whole purpose of having a solution like this, right? Is that then you can have this kind of in your back pocket as, hey, I can approach a customer and let them know, let me make you a website. I have that ability. With that, you're going to be able to have a place to sell your specific products and not have to worry about the hassle that can be involved with that, right? As far as managing an online store, maybe managing those orders, collecting payments, trying to capture a bunch of information from different people. And so kind of have some fun, unique examples here. First one, this is actually from a guest who's actually we're going to hear from later today. Her name is Taz Gamel, out from EGAD's Screen Printing and Embroidery in lovely North Carolina. And just some examples of some really cool different types of customers that she's working with currently and being able to offer an online store for. So this first one, this is Dixie 105.7, right? This is a radio station. And so being able to work with, whether it's the local radio station and say, hey, I'm able to, be doing decorating, but let's create an online store for you so that you have a place to sell some product. So this is a great example of that. Next one, actually, kind of in that music theme. I think this is pretty cool. With this is actually a singer. This Justin Holland. He wants to sell some merch, and so there's different social media platforms. TikTok is really big, and so with that, a lot of times people get discovered or kind of grow a fan base through those. And so a lot of times with those types of that type of individual who wants to kind of grow and maybe make a name for themselves, if they want to include apparel with that, generally if they don't have a place to go, they might be looking into like the Teespring or kind of some basic generic route where they can have some type of online e-commerce fulfillment. With you being the decorator, you can definitely say, hey, well, I can make you an online store, and I have, we're not just doing screen printing here. We can do heat transfer vinyl. We can make some fun, unique finishes and textures. We can be able to do patches, all these different types of possibilities. That having, you be the decorator and kind of giving that customer a lot more options than just, something that's traditional. It definitely is going to offer a lot of possibilities that way. So just kind of keep that in mind. These are different types of people that you could reach out to and say, hey, I have that ability. I could make you an online store. Let's make something happen. And you don't have to worry about anything but promoting a website. So with that, I just have a couple more here I definitely want to show you just to kind of keep the wheels turning, right? That's the whole purpose of this. So this is pretty fun. Kinfolk axe, right? So this is axe throwing. If obviously people are going there for a good time, obviously, and another way to grow those people's business is selling some merchandise. I really like this store because Taz, they definitely are taking advantage of the Stahls heat applied leather patches. So you can see that on some different products. So definitely a great offering that we have that you can decorate with a heat press. But then with that, that you're able to see, whether it's a different variety of types of products. So this type of product can be anything from your T-shirts to, like we're seeing here with beanies, accessory items, and so really the options are pretty limitless when it comes to what you even want to sell on a website using Spirit Sale. And Mike will go over that a little later with the type of different types of products that you can use and kind of how easy it is to do that. One last one I want to show here, just kind of some unique features with Spirit Sale that it brings. One being a countdown clock. Countdown clocks are very helpful for you to minimize inventory, right? Because when you're not having to worry about, oh gosh, how many transfers do I need? How many products do I need? I don't want to be sitting on anything and kind of doing some guesswork there. Maybe I want to let all the orders come in. And then once the orders have come in, I'm actually going to set a hard date on this website so that it's going to close down at a particular time. So that's what we're seeing here in 5 days. This store is going to actually close down, and then Taz will actually know, okay, here's the breakdown of all of my numbers, right, of all the products that I need, my transfers or any type of decoration. So it's going to make that process very streamlined for me. So with that, just kind of gives you some ideas here. With this actual particular example as well, this is a naval division that actually does repairing on different types of aircraft, right? So with that, you're seeing here that Spirit Sale generally is, you think, oh gosh, Spirit Sale, I'm going to need to be working with some local schools in my area. Obviously, I haven't shown a single school here. These are all different ways that you could use Spirit Sale to still work with different types of customers in your area, really grow your business. And with that, if you want to kind of even scroll over to the left here, Shauna, one thing that is pretty neat with this storefront is that you can actually do categories. And so with this, there's a nice representation of the different categories that you can show on your different products based off of what they're looking for. So gives you some options there. And so with that, now that we got your attention here with some unique options, we can kind of go over what the plan is for today. So awesome. Let's go ahead and do that. So with that, we'll let Mike do some get things going here for us soon. So Mike, with any of those stores, was there anything specific that really caught your eye?
No, you hit it all there. I mean, just think outside of the box. Yeah, the first thing that comes to mind when people hear spirit sales, schools, teams, sports, cheerleading, things of that nature. But don't pigeonhole yourself into one thing. I mean, you all are decorators, so you know how many options there are there. You get into heat printing, you get into screen printing, you get into embroidery. So many different options for you. Keep the same mindset here when you're building your stores. It's not just for one particular product. Just think of all the opportunities in your local community, from maybe local coffee shops, ice cream shops, or fundraising events. Maybe someone in the community has an illness or something. So much opportunity for a variety of different stores. So don't just think it's just for one thing. It's for anything. I mean, you're basically limited by your creativity and your ideas. So the business is out there. Go out and get it. And Spirit Sale is just going to be a great tool to help you do that.
Absolutely. And that's the thing too, right? With a lot of these, it's that apparel just becomes that additional piece for them, right? Where it's maybe not the main focus, but then by having that, that's going to be a way for them to generate some additional income, at the radio station or the types of businesses. Hey, that's terrific. I can do that for you. I've got a way to fulfill that need.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, why Spirit Sale? Obviously there's other solutions out there. There's other ways for you to create a website and work with that type of customer. So why would you want to consider Spirit Sale to do that? So with that, we kind of have some top five reasons that I think make it Spirit Sale worth the look and being able to add this type of solution to your business. So I'm going to kind of go over those real quick here for you today. First and foremost, no fees, right? The dollar always speaks, and so it's good to know, nice to know what that looks like for you when you sign up for Spirit Sale. And that is that there isn't any type of fine print. There is no devil in the details. It's just a flat upfront fee of $5.99 for an annual subscription. And so with that, that's going to give you unlimited stores, unlimited products, unlimited users, and there's no monthly. So because of that, it's something that you do just sign for upfront, and you are good to go for a full calendar year. And there is no monthly on top of that even. So because you're not seeing any type of additional fee other than an upfront cost, it means that everything now coming in from these stores, that's just that your gravy, that's your cherry on top, that's everything that's just going to be going right back into your pocket from this store that you're able to create and grow your business with. So with that, you do see that you're going to focus on running your business and there's no additional fees. Next up is the setup for that store is simple, right? And so Mike, if you want to kind of go over what that looks like for us.
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely Clint hit it right on the head, that upfront cost with no additional fees. It's very set your minds at ease that you only have that one cost, and all the money that you're capturing from your sales, it's going to come directly to you with no one else touching it or taking any commissions on any of that. But also simplicity is genius, right? And so that's one of the things that we wanted to incorporate into Spirit Sale is we don't want our customers and our folks spending a lot of time going into this things, because people hear websites, they think, oh no, I'm going to have to know coding. I'm going to have to know how to do this. And, just another thing I have to learn. So we've made Spirit Sale very super simple for you to set up. Very graphically oriented here, where it's point and click, a lot of drag and drop type of things. So it's making it super simple on yourself to build these stores so that way you could focus on building more and ultimately selling more products. So, let's dive into this here. So I'm going to switch over to my screen here. And so let me just share my screen. And we're going to go through some of the features here in Spirit Sale, and just to show you how easy it is to begin building these stores. So what you're looking at on my screen now, this is your main control hub. So Spirit Sale, as Clint mentioned, it's cloud-based software, so it's completely online. So any subscribers that come along, there's not going to be any worries. Hey, I'm going to have to wait for a link to download and install or an installation disk or anything like that. It's all simply driven from a website. So all you'll need is a good internet connection to begin building your stores. And so there's a ton of things that we can cover here, but we're just going to touch on, what makes it super simple. So first, we make it easier for you to collect payments. So no more hassling people with phone calls, emails. Hey, when are you going to pay for your order? They're going to be able to pay through these orders directly through these stores. And so how our payment systems works here is we're giving you the ability to link your own existing merchant accounts that you may be using. So as it is right now, we are able to accept a variety of different merchants, from PayPal, and for credit card processing, Authorize.net and Stripe.com. And we also offer Braintree, which eventually is going to go hand in hand with PayPal, giving you some more flexibility into other types of payments like Apple Pay, Google Pay, and things of that nature. And basically how this works is if you have existing accounts with any of these folks, awesome, because you already have a step out of the way. So if you have those accounts, all you need to do is input the specific credentials here requested from Spirit Sale, link them here. Once they're linked, folks could then pay via any of these services. And once that transactions takes place, those funds from that order are sent to whichever merchant account that you need. So you simply link them here to your dashboard, and then you activate them for whatever store you want. And also, if for any reason you're doing maybe an on-site event where you need to collect payments in person or at the event, or maybe even at your business for that matter, There's also an offline payment option for these stores, which will allow visitors to go to the store, place orders, but not pay for it as they check out. So if they're coming to your business to pick up this order, or maybe at the event to pay in cash, you could select that offline payment, pull up their order, accept the cash, and mark that as paid here within Spirit Sale. So a lot of flexibility, whether you want to accept manual payments by whatever method that you want, but ultimately taking them in real time as the orders are taking place. So the payment system is very easy to work with. You can link shipping accounts so that Spirit Sale is then able to add shipping costs to your orders. So you have the ability to link the 3 most popular carriers here, USPS, UPS, and FedEx. By linking those, that allows Spirit Sale to display those rates from those providers for any shipping needs. But also we give you the flexibility to customize your shipping options for your stores, because a lot of times these stores, you're not shipping to the people who actually order them. You might be decorating for the local business and just decorating, packaging them up, delivering that bulk order to them, and they're going to handle the distribution. So you could set your stores up in any number of ways, whether it's a pickup at a specific location, or maybe it's a free ship, or you want to keep it simple and perhaps build just a simple flat rate. Hey, $10 for no matter what you order from this store. So you could build in those different types of shipping costs however you would need to. And then just a little teaser here. Eventually, over the next few months here, we're going to have some shipping integration with the shipping platform, which would allow you to generate your shipping labels through here as well. So plenty of great things to come on top of what we already have here in Spirit Sale. All right, so those are the basics. Now let's just see how simple it is to create a store. So creating a store here, this is the first step in your process here. And here's where you're going to set the basic framework of how this store is going to operate, also name it, which when in turn is going to generate your website address. So there's no worry about you having to go purchase a whole slew of domains from GoDaddy. These will generate their own website addresses. So here you're going to enter the name of your store, which is typically the business name, the school name, or something geared towards the store you're setting up. So you enter that in here. And so let's just say I use today's date as an example. You'll see below the website address for this finished store will be whatever's entered in this text box, followed by .spiritsale.com. So the format will follow that same URL. Whatever's entered here will be followed by .spiritsale. And then here, the next step is setting whatever shipping methods are going to be for this store, whether it's a pickup. And then here you're able to edit the information so that it displays during the checkout page. Now, I don't have any shipping accounts linked, but if I did, they would show up as options here. And then you could choose whatever variety of options you want. You could even select multiple options. So if you wanted to do a pickup and, maybe one of the custom flat rates here I have built, so if I leave this $10 flat rate here, it'll say they'll have the choice to either pick it up or, have you ship it to them for the $10 flat rate. So a lot of functionality there and options you can give to the customers. And then whatever payment methods they're able to pay with via this store, whether it's just simply PayPal, or maybe you want to give them the choice, pay with PayPal or a credit card. You could select those multiple options here. And again, this offline payment here, that just allows you to facilitate a payment manually after the order is processed. So you could select any variety of payment options there. The theme of your store. So this is just basically the shell and how the store is laid out. So we have 4 different themes to choose from, giving you the ability to have your sites have differentiating themes to set them apart from another customer and things like that. So you have some flexibility there. And then publishing your store. So there's normally 2 types of stores folks build here within Spirit Sale. It's either a long-standing store, which basically is going to be open for as long as you need it to be. But you could also set those temporary stores like Clint showed at the beginning with the countdown clock. So here, if you're opening up a long-standing store, you're basically just going to turn this on to yes and create it. But here, this switch, so here it enables you to set a starting date and an ending date. So if it's going to open on, let's just say February 1st and close, on the 28th, store remains open. Once March 1 hits, store's taken offline. So you have that flexibility to build those different types of stores, display your countdown clock, and some other features here, a password protect. You're able to password protect your stores, a notes customization field here. That's going to allow you to just basically give the customer the ability as they're placing an order to say, hey, type in a message. Do you have different color options or different logos? So just a way for them to communicate with you anything they would need to pertaining to particular orders.
Yeah.
So setup is super easy here on the front end. And, so we'll just go ahead and click create here.
And
And
while
then,
we're doing that, Mike, if
sure,
it's
go
all
ahead,
right,
Clint.
if I can join
Yeah,
in,
absolutely.
one thing that's really neat is, kind of keeping in mind that since you're able to define all of that on a store level, there's a lot of platforms out there that don't give you that type of flexibility, so that you can have with one particular store, hey, well, I'm going to be delivering this to the front office of a particular school, and then being able to now we have that unique customer that it's going to have a completely different option. Maybe it's just shipping only, and then being able to have the differentiation between the two. So definitely a powerful thing to offer with and not have to worry on your end what that's going to look like with each specific customer.
For sure. Thank you, Clint. And so, in every store you build in this platform, it's a standalone store. So this store has its own set of payment and shipping options. The next store could have a different set of shipping and payment options. So every store is a standalone store with its own unique name, categories, and options there. All right. So building the products in your store. So that could seem kind of challenging as well. It's okay, where am I going to get all these blank images from for this hoodie or for this t-shirt, for this bag, whatever. So we've made it super simple for you as well by being able to integrate with some of the top wholesalers in the industry for blank apparel and items like that. So we give you the ability there with them being integrated. We have all of that information pre-populated into this system from our vendors. And so here, when you set up that framework, your next step is building those products into this store. So here we have our stock product, which is what we're going to cover today, where you'll see our integrated wholesalers. But as Clint mentioned again earlier in reviewing those other sites, you're not just limited to apparel. Anything you want to sell within this platform, you have the freedom to do so, whether it's promotional products or maybe stickers or decals or yard signs or maybe the championship banners or whatever. We have this tool, the custom product builder, which allows you to create your own products, uploading your images and adding all those different products to your store as well. So you have both features here. So we are going to cover our stock product here. And then here, going into that stock, here's where you're able to choose any of these 3 wholesale catalogs from Sanmar, S&S Activewear, and Alpha Broder. And so whichever one you're going to choose, and you could use a mix and match of all these stores. So if you are using a variety of vendors from these folks, you're not just limited to one vendor per store either. So we'll just go into Sanmar today. And then here, once you click into a vendor, you're going to be presented with their product offering, and you'd be able to scroll through these page by page to leaf through them individually. They're categorized over here. We have our search box to help you dial into your products much quicker and easier. And all of these wholesalers are laid out the same way, obviously with just their specific products. And there's a ton of crossover products as well. And so, once you land on that product that you want, so say if we're just going to use this particular product here, we could select it. And then you're going to be brought into what options you're going to offer in the store. So the color selector, this is what the customers will have the ability to do. So if you're offering just one singular color in a product, you put a checkbox here. But if you're offering multiple color options, you could do that as well by placing a checkbox there. Customers then able to choose whichever color they want at that product page as they're shopping. Okay. And then whatever size availability you're allowing for this product here, if you wanted to turn off a particular size, so if you didn't offer the 2XL for whatever reason, you could do that as well. And then I like this feature as well, as you have your stock count from that wholesaler. So it's giving you a nice look at exactly what they have in stock so that perhaps maybe there weren't any, because we all know, let's face it, wholesalers are facing a huge back order situation when it comes to, blanks. So this gives you the visibility right up front. So if your customer wants a specific product, you have that visibility of the stock. So if there's nothing in stock and there's no idea when it's coming in, you could steer them to another product so that they don't run into any issues with fulfilling these orders. Okay. And then the next one, our internal designer here is going to make building these product images, with the logos and options that they're able to build a breeze here. So when you bring that product in, we have the name of it, which these are customizable here. So you can customize the name of the products pertaining to the store, to give it a unique name for the store that it's going into rather than the brand. Here you could set up the style number, the vendor that you're getting it from, the brand, adding it to multiple stores if necessary. And here you could also add this to product categories. So if you have a store with a big number of products, you could categorize them in such a way so they're able to sort and dial in by a long sleeve or a men's shirt or whatever kind of categories you want to build into there, right? And then so moving through your colors and sizes, what's available here, your product images here, these have been pre-populated from Sanmar again, but what's nice is if you don't want to use these ones that Sanmar has provided, you're able to delete these and upload your own photos. So if you do your own photography or you want to show your own photos, you could do that as well. But my favorite part of this here is where you're going to spend the bulk of your time when building your products is here in our designer here. And so this is where we're going to generate our product views for our customers that are going to be populated on that store. So you have a ton of options in here. So we have a ton of customers who do their own artwork, whether they're in Corel Draw, Adobe Illustrator, whatever. You're able to bring in any artwork that you create or perhaps that your clients supply for you. So here by adding, you're able to import your own artwork here. So this brings up a browser window of your computer. So if this is a graphic file that you're going to use on here, you just simply select it and you're able to bring it in here to your product, basically resize it and drop it wherever it's going to go, creating that product view. So you feel fully free to use your own artwork, but artwork is sometimes challenging for folks. So we've also made that a little bit easier for you as well by pre-populating our stores with a variety of different templates here. So here, if we go into add, we could browse our template library here. And many of you are probably familiar with our CADWorks Live. So those have all been pre-populated in here. Our templates through Stahls.com using our CAD-Cut templates have been pre-populated in here. And also for our Transfer Express users, all of our easy prints are pre-populated in here. So you can bring any of those pieces of artwork in here, redesign them as far as what the text say to personalize them on your own. And just how simple that is, it's going to give you the ability to offer personalization. And that's a key too. If you do have that ability to add personalization to your products, do it. Spirit Sale makes it super easy to do so, but also adding that personalization, it does a couple of different things. For the customer itself, it's going to add much more value to that particular product, allowing you to charge more for it, ultimately making more profits. And then also by adding in personalization options, perhaps a name, perhaps a number, giving you the ability to upsell them right there directly through these stores for them to easily say, oh yeah, add my name. It's only $4. Absolutely. I'm going to take that. So you're giving value for the customer, increasing the likelihood of them purchasing, but also giving you that opportunity to increase the profitability on anything that you sell here. And just to highlight that really quickly here. So let's just utilize one of these templates here. So if I want to use this, hey, my customer likes this, I like it, I'm going to use it. So I don't have to spend another 30 minutes recreating this artwork. So again, click on that. It brings it into our product. From here, we'll just simply resize that, obviously to make it proportional on the product here. And then we're able to then personalize these areas here. So if I want to give the ability to offer this number within this program here, I could simply double click on that. And then here we have our 35. So if this needs to be something else, you can make that editable for the customer where they're able to type in their own number as well. We have a variety of fonts in here for you to choose from as well. Again, pulling from Stahls, from CADWorks, from Transfer Express. You could even import your own. So giving that ability for personalization here and then adding that option, hey, add your number, add your name for additional costs. Super simple as well. So adding a simple text field here, and I'll just type, name here, right? Because ultimately they're going to type in their own. So we'll choose our text there to be displayed, choose one of our fonts from our system here. And then again, just bring that in, drop it between the shoulders here. And then to make those things editable, it's just simple click of a button, allow edit. Customer has the ability to type in their own name with whatever they want there in the back. And then here in making it option, that's going to allow you to make it optional. We'll call it name, because then as we progress through this, I won't get much deeper into it here because we've got a lot of other things to cover, but any of you out there, you could always sign up for a one-on-one demo with Clint or myself to get a more in-depth look at what we're going to cover today. So always visit our Spirit Sale pages to schedule demos for further review of this. But and the next step, because you'd be able to then set, hey, I'm going to sell this for X amount if they choose to add their name, and continue all the way through publishing and ultimately continuing to build these many different products in the store. So setup super simple and easy, and a great way for you to be able to add these types of options to, again, what we're all about here, making money as a business, giving you that potential to add so much more profitability to anything that you sell here, and creating a much more higher value of that product so that the customers actually do purchase that. So, that kind of covers, just the basics of how easy it is for you to begin building these stores. So Clint, I believe you're next up on the agenda.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you, Mike.
No
Well,
problem.
take
Let
a
me
breather
stop my
there.
screen share
Appreciate
here.
it.
No problem.
No, awesome. Well, I really like, especially that last piece with personalization on product. That's so powerful and a way that really you can utilize, kind of spin it for different ways that you can let your customer have a great experience with the items that are being sold on that particular store. So we've definitely seen examples of that when it comes to letting a customer actually pick and choose what design they want to have display on a shirt. So you can list multiple designs as optional, or if you wanted to use a particular design but then let it be tailored to that specific person so that they could feel like they're making it their own, right? So if you got those fun straight out of blank, or just any kind of fun saying that you want to let the customer make their own, absolutely, we got the template for that. Or you could use your own, still let a customer have that experience. Hey, I'm making this shirt for me, so because of that, it's going to be worth that extra $5 or so in a sale price, because they're having a pretty cool experience and they're going to feel like it's their very own item. So you're going to be able to drive a lot more revenue that way. We kind of covered, so with that, Mike, covered those integrated catalogs. So it's nice to see that as far as having those three options, again, being able to search for those. We cover, and also this personalization as well, and seeing that in real time, how easy it was to add that using the design center. But all of this comes down to making things fast, just like how Mike was able to kind of throw together a store and start a product very quickly, just in a matter of minutes here. That really is time that we want to make sure that you're doing what's making you money, right? And that comes down to you doing the decorating, getting orders fulfilled, getting them to your customer. That's what's going to get you the money. And so because of that, we don't want you spending all day behind a computer. We want to make sure that you're able to be efficient. But that efficiency comes from different areas. So you can see here, one is being able to move away from things like paper forms or emails, especially in an email chain. Sometimes that back and forth communication that could come from a customer could just be resolved so much faster if you're able to just say, here, I've created a store for you, just go on there and place your order. And so then with that, you're also going to streamline operations by the fact that you're able to have multiple stores going at once, right? So that now it's like, oh, I don't have to focus with just this specific customer. Instead, I'm going to have, 5, 10, 20 customers going on at the same time, that I'm able to have all of them be able to place orders and feel like they're having that individual experience. And so because of that, they don't necessarily need my individual attention. And then because of that, obviously, that's just going to equal to improve cash flow, because you're going to be able to have, kind of more eggs in more baskets than being able to just have everything on one direct focus. And that's just going to, just at the end of the day, grow your business, so that you're going to have that improved cash flow, being able to focus on what's making you the money, which is your decorating, but then having all these different ways to have that happen. So that's how that's going to happen for you. But now it comes down to, okay, well, do I feel like this would be a good fit for my business? And so that's where we kind of describe this as the subscriber profile. Or so what does that look like for me to say, hey, does this make sense for me? Is this something that I could make work as a way to, to work with different types of customers now, and have new opportunity to grow my business? And so we define that as the subscriber profile. So with that, kind of that next slide there being just some ideas as far as what that would look like for you. So obviously, hopefully everyone on the call here today, is able to decorate in a variety of ways. But the nice thing is, it's obviously these are your basic three, right? You got your heat printing, your screen printing, and embroidery. That's going to give you a great variety of options, obviously, as far as the decoration aspect goes, so that when you can work with these types of customers and give them options, right? That they can actually say, oh, wow, do I want to go with something that has glitter or reflective, or do I want to go with a traditional screen print, or I'm looking for an embroidered patch, or, that type of unique finish that's going to go well with a business, or onto promotional products and hats and things. So being able to have that variety of different options available. But yes, of course, they here at Stahls, we do, we're able to help you cater to that need, being able to offer some unique options here as well when it comes to your patch, your embroidered patches, leather patches, and then obviously unique things outside of that, flex style, or as well as your traditional transfer material when it comes to heat transfer vinyl or screen printed transfers. So great to have a lot of flexibility that way. But then how am I, who am I going to cater this to? And so that's where it comes to, there are different types of groups. The Spirit Sale is just makes the ordering process so much easier when you are working with a group. Generally, that group order process, when you're not using a website, looks like paper forms. It looks like someone that's actually trying to collect information, collect money, bring that to you, and that can be quite the hassle. And so we're making their life easier, and of course yours as well, because you're not having to decipher some handwritten information. Instead, it's actually laid out for you on a website that you've created. And so that when it comes to those groups, different organizations, and then like I showed at the very beginning, that more, right? More being able to say, hey, I can actually use this as a way to really reach out to a variety of different people that can all benefit from having an online store. So with that, we have some exciting guests here that hopefully can kind of shed some light on that for us. So with that, Mike, I believe it's your individual here. We can get started with them.
Absolutely. Sonia, Shauna, is Sonia here?
So she was having some issues getting on, and I'm trying to invite Taz as a presenter.
While we're getting them on, one thing I'm excited to have everyone who's attending this be able to actually hear from Spirit Sale users, right? And it's not just us kind of talking about how great it is, but actually hearing firsthand from someone who actually has been using the software for a while here. So with Taz specifically, she's been on board since I believe October of 2019. So, a little while here, and been able to make the most of it. So excited to hear from her, and then also from Sonia as well.
Yeah. It's always my favorite thing at a trade show. When you're trying to sell somebody something, you have those couple of customers that come over and like, I have this and it's been a game changer. So I just step back, let those customers do my selling for me. You there, Bryce and Sonia?
There they are.
How's it going?
I think we're here.
Hey!
Awesome. Well, folks, this is Bryce and Sonia Carpenter here, and they are a subscriber of ours, and their company name is Carco Custom Apparel. They've been using Spirit Sale here going on their third year now. So Bryce, Sonia, I'll leave the floor to you. Just tell a little bit about your business, and then we'll ask you a couple of questions.
Well, we sell a lot. We do a lot of spiritware like stores for schools. So, we used to do the older, paper forms, and it's I don't know what to say. It's been busy doing that. Did 77 stores last year. Had 23 close in November. So all the stores we had to get all that done for Christmas. So
great. Awesome.
Yeah, it's busy.
And the customers love it because it's just so easy. The people running the sales for the schools or the teams, they don't have a lot they have to do, so they love that.
Exactly. That's what I always tell folks. You're adding a value for your customer, so it's enticing them to do business with you, because at the end of the day, you're making it super easy on them. They could put their feet up, have a cup of coffee, and they're just sitting back and collecting from all the good things that you're doing as well. So, great to hear about your business. So, what features of Spirit Sale do you find the most beneficial that has been helping you with these stores?
I know the customers like that when they're typing in their name or their kid's number onto when they're adding that to the shirt, they can actually see it on the shirt before they buy it. And I know they like that a lot. For me, setting up the store, I like the cloning the product feature, because we have a lot of organizations that want to offer more than one design. So it makes it way faster to be able to just clone the product and change the artwork out, and everything else is already done. So
absolutely,
definitely like that.
Good. Any others?
Can you think of anything? I mean, we like everything about it, but to think of something specific.
Yeah. Great. And so, with you, again, you've been a Spirit Sale user here going on 3 years. Like, how much has this helped your business increase their sales?
Oh, a ton. Like Bryce said, we had 77 stores last year. I think the year before we maybe had 30. So the more people find out about it, the more they love it. Seems like we're getting new people all the time because they just hear about, how easy it is to do, and they really like that. So
Yeah. And
Yeah, that's
do you see
probably
it? Do you see a domino effect with like current customers that you do? Maybe that, like a school, for instance, with the travel club or maybe the Spanish club or something like that. Well, hey, the football team can do this. Why can't we have our own store? Do you see that?
yes, and we've even had like someone will be a mom from a team and they'll take it to where they work. And we've done some actual company stores for employees. And also, like, we had a really big church that was giving all of their volunteers a gift for Christmas. And we were able to set that up so that they could just do it on there. It was way easier for the church and everybody got to have what they wanted. So there's a lot of different ways you can use it.
For sure. Yeah. One of the subscribers I had, for a while now, he did a lot with churches and how many mission trips they do and the vacation Bible schools and things. So many opportunities that you might not even think of. So yeah, great there. And one more for y'all. How has it helped streamline your business?
I think just I love that there are less errors. Like before when we had paper order forms, people, you can misread something. Now it's like somebody says, I didn't order that size. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So it's just, I feel like there are way less errors, and I love the work order report. I already know exactly what I need to order, and it's just so much more streamlined. It's really great.
Sure.
I have a quick question for you guys. Obviously, you're coming from paper forms. How hard was it for you to pick up on learning the software? Was that pretty tricky for you?
No,
That wasn't too bad.
I think it only took setting up a couple stores and we kind of got in the groove. I mean, I believe there's a lot more that we're probably still needing to learn that could make things even better. And I'm hoping to do more of that this year. But due to lack of time, we hadn't done that up to this point. But yeah, it was easy to learn.
Good.
Awesome. Good to hear.
Yeah.
We definitely
and you guys are always
that.
making improvements. So
thank you. All right. Well, we definitely appreciate you joining us today, Bryce and Sonia, and feel free to stick around. We have Taz coming up next and, probably some question and answer time here for the other folks. So Clint, Taz, all up to you.
Okay. Hi. Yeah. Thank you both. Taz, are you with us?
She keeps getting kicked out. So we're giving it one last effort. I just invited her again. So while we're waiting to see, why don't we run through a couple of questions that have come in in the chat? So I'll go back down to the beginning to make sure that we don't miss any of them. So Michael asks, he's curious to learn from those that are using the platform if you're selling through pre-printed inventory, fulfilling orders as they come in, or fulfilling in bulk after the time frame for the shop.
Well, we do it. We will have a store and we'll let the store run for however long the customer wants to do it. It might be a week or 2 weeks. We've had people run a store for a month. And then after you can close the store, so the customer, they can't get back in because you just take the link away. So it's gone. So you can't get any more orders after you close it. And then you just print everything that came in.
Okay, great.
That's the way we do it. It's been working pretty good. Unless somebody runs it for, a month, and then you get somebody that gets on there right away and orders something, and then they don't read that the store is open. It's going to take a month before they get their stuff. So if you run it too long, you might get some calls, people asking,
where's my stuff?
Yeah. So but usually, a week and a half or 2 weeks,
Excellent.
Nice.
Okay, Mike or Clint, this will be for you. This is from Patricia. She wants to know if you can get someone to work with us one-on-one to help set up our first store correctly.
Yeah.
Oh, Taz is in.
Taz, are you here?
There she
Hello,
is.
Taz.
Hello, Taz.
It would not work from my computer. I'm sorry, guys.
That's all right.
Hey, you're here. That's all that matters. Thanks so much. Well, yeah, we were just answering some Q&A. We'll get to those because glad you're with us. So it was great to be able to show some of those fun examples of types of customers that you've created stores for that are outside of your traditional customer base that people think of when they think of Spirit Sale, the schools and teams and things. So if you don't mind, we'll kind of tell me more about how did you get introduced, or did you find those types of customers? What did it look like?
Some of them were just customers that we already had, and we started offering the online stores, and it kind of took off because we have a lot of people who don't have space to keep a large inventory in their store. So like we have a brewing company that we do, and he's got a very small little corner that he has stock of stuff. And so we started doing the online store, and we've had several orders, and it's also things that he doesn't keep in stock. So he likes a lot of muted tones. But of course, when I made the store, I got to throw in some colors for the ladies and everything like that. And they've loved that. So it creates an opportunity to sell more items, sell more colors, more options and everything like that than you normally are able to.
Nice. Well, that's great. So yeah, now it's saying at the beginning here, because you've been using it now since October of 2019. So for a few years now.
Yes, a few years now. And I think I've done over 200 stores at this point.
Wow.
Some stores have repeated, especially like school stores will repeat them and everything. But I think my last count was 185 individual stores. And that doesn't exactly count the ones that, reopen time after time. Like I have a basketball team right now that just reopened for this year, and it's the same store as last year.
Nice.
And just along those lines, just if I could hop in here, just
yes,
a little stat here. So, you heard how many stores that Taz has set up. You heard how many stores that Sonia has set up. So last year, on average, the stores that were built by subscribers, they generated just a shade under $2,000 in revenue per store. So you think about that, 77 stores, $2,000 in revenue versus Taz, how many stores over the last 3 years? 200. So just those numbers add up, and those are things that you may not have been able to capture without having that ability to build these types of stores.
Yeah, absolutely. Remind me here, before you had Spirit Sale Taz, were you just using the paper forms, or were you using an e-commerce solution?
We didn't have any kind of commerce solution. I'm kind of the tech person here, and so I had started making online forms just to help make it a little easier when we did have those team orders and group orders and such, and to be able to offer more than just a short sleeve t-shirt, especially for like family reunions and things like that. And so we were definitely using the paper forms, and before I got here, they weren't doing anything like that. It was just come in and tell them, hey, we want 20 t-shirts or 50 t-shirts or whatever, and that was it. And they didn't try to upsell hoodies and bundle things and whatnot. So it's definitely made a huge impact on what we're bringing in.
Wow. Yeah, I was gonna say, it sounds like it probably transformed the business quite a bit there then with what you're able to do.
Yeah, it definitely has. A great example is we had soccer all-stars and 7 teams, and I had to set up 7 stores from scratch within a week. Actually within a few days, so that they had a week to order. We took in around $12,000, and we normally only make maybe $200 tops per team. And so the difference that we saw there was astronomical.
Wow. That's awesome. See, it is, yeah. So that's awesome. And what I love too is, obviously there's some things that I think are pretty unique about your stores. That Spirit Sale, it makes it pretty fast to get a store that's created, but there also is some flexibility when it comes to embedding, right? That there's areas where you can actually use LiveScript so that you can do HTML coding, so that you can really, do things to kind of make these sites a little extra special. And so because of that, do you feel like that was a challenge in being able to do that? Or do you feel like, that even that process in itself is something that the average web or website user or Spirit Sale user could do?
I feel like the training video that is in the training portal really helped with that. I mean, I have a little tiny bit of knowledge of coding, so that made it a little easier, but the training video was just so simple. It showed you exactly what you need to copy and everything like that to already use code that's already on the site to be able to have those individually coded pages like I do in some of my stores.
Awesome. See, and what Taz was mentioning there is when you do sign up for Spirit Sale, you do get access to an online training portal, which is this video library. It's very extensive that we have. It covers everything by topic and actually has some advanced topics as well, which does include embedding and HTML. So that's what I wanted to see if you already knew the magic there, or if there was something we were able to kind of just walk you through the process, because it's really impressive. So that's cool.
Thank you. Yeah, no, the training videos that's how I learned. I mean, I didn't go through the group and ask a bunch of questions, which I think is fantastic that there is the Facebook group. So those of us who've been around a little bit longer can help answer questions and, from a user standpoint versus from the technical aspect that y'all, maintenance side and everything. So that really helps. But the training portal is just, if you just sit down and take the time to go video by video and have a separate video or tab open so that you can pause the video and start creating a store at the same time, that really helps you learn and develop your skills in doing this.
That's my go-to line when I talk about the training videos. I mean, everybody has 2 or 3 monitors these days. Have that one queued up on screen 1, your dashboard on screen 2, so you're following along.
Yep.
Oh, that's
great.
It
definitely makes it easy.
Well, obviously, it's impacted your business in a positive way there, and I know there was kind of some fun things when it comes to the custom products. I saw you had some that was like for a brewery that had like some custom growlers and things, right? So, what type of maybe unique custom products that you feel like that you're actually able to offer to a customer or working with a customer that you wouldn't have even thought of doing beforehand?
We I have the brewery where we have some of those things like their growlers and pint glasses and things like that we sell. Decals are a huge hit. And then we have a coffee shop where they roast their own coffee beans and grind it up and everything. And so I actually sell their coffee on the site that we manage for them and ship it out for them. So that was great. We also had some slime a while back where we were selling slime. And that was definitely different.
Oh, so from coffee to slime, you knew you put it on a Spirit Sale store. I love it.
Yeah, but the fact that you can create a custom product like that and just offer it is incredible. That way you can open up what you're able to sell that much larger.
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure the axe throwing that you showed the store for Kinfolk Axe, they've discussed doing custom axes and putting it on there.
Perfect. See, yeah, and when you have like an engraving, or like laser engraver, or you have that type of, capability, absolutely, kind of, possibilities are endless with what you can offer on these stores. So that's great.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I'm glad. Sorry though for the technical difficulties, but gosh, so glad you were able to be here. And it's great to hear from you, especially with, I think, the variety, and then obviously how it's really transformed, what you guys are able to do there, and the types of customers that you're working with. It seems like it's just really been a complete 180 to how the business was before having Spirit Sale as a part of it.
It really is, and I'll be totally honest. If we did not have Spirit Sale when COVID first hit, we probably would not be here. And I work for a business that has been around 35 years.
Wow.
Great to hear.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Yeah, it made the difference during that beginning and that really hard time.
Good.
Well, good. Thank you so much for being here. And with that, I wonder if there's any, Sean, is there any questions in here maybe that are specifically for Taz, or is it something we can just let her get back to her day here? Or
let me take a look.
Yeah.
Sure. These look like I don't see anything specific. Oh yeah. Question for Taz. Do you house the coffee to sell, or do you contact the shop to ship it out?
So I was keeping some here, but I can't stand the smell of coffee. So once those sold, what I do, because we're local, we have a lady that goes downtown because we have a lot of customers down there almost daily, one of our employees. And so when I sell coffee, I just shoot the shop a message, let them know what I need. They make sure it's ready, let me know, and we just send somebody to pick it up and then we ship it out.
Excellent. Excellent. That looks like the only specific question for Taz, gentlemen.
Cool. Well, with that, we can probably just cover some of those Q&A questions here. And Taz, really appreciate you again. Thanks so much for being here today.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, you guys.
Taz.
Thank you. So since we had some technical difficulties, we'll let the Q&A session go a little bit longer. Is that okay?
It's fine with me.
All right, excellent. So I just want to make sure that Patricia got her question answered on setting up a store individually. I think we were in the middle of kind of talking around that, and when Taz was able to join. So her question was, let me see if I can find it. She wanted to know if we set up stores individually one-on-one after they would adopt their subscription.
Yeah, and to kind of go to that point, we have so many helpful resources available, including that training portal. So it's great to hear from Taz about how much that helped her in walking her through that process of creating a website. And so that's great because that's going to be available to you whenever, right? You can watch a video day or night and be able to have that. If you do need that personalized, kind of hit some hand holding here, we've got some resources available for that as well. We do have every Tuesday a Q&A session that Mike hosts that you're always welcome to attend. Bring your questions, and then over Zoom can kind of walk through things together. And then I actually do host on Tuesdays as well a new dealer orientation. So we're going to have that just a little bit shortly after this Q&A session. And we go over the settings section and kind of everything that you need before creating a store, so that process is pretty fast and easy. But at the end, there's even Q&A time for that as well. And so it's always nice to have that where maybe if you're trying to do something that you have a specific thing you're trying to accomplish in mind, so that then we can kind of go through that process together. But if you do need, hey, start or finish, I'm going to need some help here. We actually do offer optional training as well on the Stahls.com website you can purchase.
Okay, thanks. The next couple of questions are around payment processors. So LaDonna and Chris are asking if it is compatible with Square, as is Dennis. And then Mark asked if it is compatible with Afterpay.
Current payment systems that we're able to integrate with directly are the ones we covered at the beginning. So for PayPal payments, and then authorized.net and stripe.com for credit card. And so to utilize those other services, you would have to set the store up as an offline payment. To allow them to place an order, you would have to then facilitate that payment after the order has been placed through by whatever means you would need to. And we are hoping to add more payment portals. Braintree does give us a little more flexibility as well, as far as some different types there. So Braintree could be one to look into as well for you, for those added flexibility there for merchants.
Kathy asked whether Pirate Ship is available for shipping.
Pirate Ship is a shipping platform, which is going to allow you to generate shipping labels, but it wouldn't be able to integrate to Spirit Sale. So while you still could use Pirate Ship to generate those labels, you would have to transfer your information from your orders and customers to Pirate Ship.
Yeah, which I actually use Pirate Ship myself, and so it is pretty cool that you can import CSV files directly into their software, and you can actually export a shipping report from Spirit Sale, and that would then allow you to import directly, so that you could use that and use that information, so that you're not manually typing out every customer's name and address and the shipping method that they've selected. So it's just one extra step at this time, but it's definitely still not too bad at all.
Sean is asking if the software is available only in the United States.
At this time, currently only available to those customers in the United States, unfortunately.
All right. Chris wants to know if it's possible to have a custom URL without the .spiritsale.com.
I'll answer that.
Okay,
You
go
can
ahead.
either way. We got options, right? So Spirit Sale, our domain is at the tail end of the website you've created as a default. There is a section in Spirit Sale when you're creating a store called the URL and SEO tab, and within there you are able to actually assign a custom domain to be used for your Spirit Sale store. So that custom domain would actually be you set up as a CNAME redirect, so that you're able to market the website and brand it and provide a customer with whatever that unique web address would be that would be purchased that does not say .spiritsale.com. But then at the end of the day, using a CNAME redirect, once that store does load, it would then load with the Spirit Sale name in the address bar. So that's the current option. We are working on actually having that custom domain stick, which does require a little bit more back-end work on the domain side with updating A records and things. But at this time, that CNAME redirect is, that's tried and true. It does work as an option for you.
Okay, we have a question if there are promotional templates.
I mean, like promotional products as integrated, like the other wholesaler catalogs?
Probably like flyers, it sounds like, would be my guess.
So we don't have anything internally that would generate, PDFs or anything like that from the store. That would be something that would have to be done on your own through Corel or InDesign or something like that.
And then the next question is, and there's quite a number of questions around this area. Sorry, my questions moved. So just to let everybody know, there will be a recording sent out. I see quite a number of people who had some technical difficulties. So the recording will get sent out. And then the next question was, can we add new vendors? And using the vendor integrations, there are some questions around that.
So there's no way to import a whole vendor catalog automatically. So how folks do this now, you're able to, with that custom product builder tool, you're able to build whatever type of custom product you want. So if you get something from, let's just say Condi, a sublimation mug, right? So you're able to build that as a custom product. And within the settings, you're also able to, build a vendor list and build a brand list so that way, as you're building those custom products, when you pop it into a store, all you'll have to do is to assign it to that vendor in the settings and assign it to that brand. So that way, at the end of the day, when you run those purchase orders for your sales, it'll spit out, hey, I need these 15 coffee mugs from Condi, these 5 pieces of apparel from Sanmar. So it gives you that flexibility to assign them to categories. So that way, when you do run reports, you'll have that information displayed correctly for your ordering needs.
And then do the integrated catalogs show real-time inventory, and would it show items that are on back order?
It's not 100% real time. I believe our database communications every probably 24 hours, 36 hours or so. So it's not 100% real time, but it is fairly accurate for what they have. And I always urge folks, always check Sanmar, always check Alpha Broder, always check SNS directly, because maybe that data refresh didn't take place and they just received an order in and things like that. And just if it's out of stock, it will just display 0 on that product size and color.
Daniel's asking if there's a transaction fee per order.
So that would be through the payment processor. We don't charge anything so because of that, you will be charged based off of the transaction fee from that payment processor like Stripe or so forth. But you can include payment fees, and so if you'd like to include any type of additional transaction for the customer, then that could be an option as well to cover your cost.
Michael's asking if you can limit the colors and fulfill by transaction, or if you fulfill in a given window. I think maybe that was addressed by Sonia, right?
I think that's going to kind of depend on what type of store that you build.
Right.
I see, if you have a long-standing store that maybe you keep open all the time for a school or for a particular customer, then those types of stores, a lot of times folks will maybe initially they're decorating weekly, bi-weekly, something like that. but then if it's open for a while, they may transition to a print on demand. You maybe have those certain number of products with certain logos on. So maybe you keep a stock of those products in your shop along with some transfers so you could heat print them, get them out the door as they're ordered. But as Sonia and Bryce were mentioning, those long-standing stores, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you allow that store to be open, let all those orders come in through that time frame. So when the store does close, you have an exact count of what you need. And so if you have some weird off colors, maybe a pastel color, something you don't use normally at your business, you're not going to have to worry about over ordering something or under ordering something. You have that exact tally of what you need, maximizing inventory, reducing any costs and overages that you might never use again. And so it really depends on what type of store you are running and how you're running your business, obviously.
A few folks were asking if they could see a sample store to walk through or see how it's laid out. So maybe you can address the best way for customers who are interested in Spirit Sale to dive in a little deeper.
Yeah. So if you go to spiritsale.com, actually, the landing page that you can go once you've signed up to log in, it does actually provide a lot of additional information in there, including there are some example stores that you can actually click on, and those give you a nice breakdown for different themes. I believe that we got 2 or 3 in there that you can see the differences between, and they've got products. Some of those products have some of the fun, unique capabilities of personalization and things like that you're able to create with the Design Center.
And for customers who are interested in learning more about Spirit Sale, they can sign up for a demo.
Absolutely, right through that spiritsale.com website as well.
Right.
Pick me or Mike.
Yeah, excellent.
They're going to pick me. They're going to pick me. But I think it's benefits. I mean, we're uniquely positioned. I'm on the East Coast, so and then Clint's on the West Coast of things, so it makes it nice to have both ends of the spectrum covered when it comes to time zones.
Excellent. So Sherry is asking for some information where we find the Tuesday webinars. I'll put that in the follow-up email that goes out where they can sign up for either the Tuesday Q&A or the new dealer orientation.
Perfect.
Mark is asking what the enhancements to the order received notifications were.
Those notifications, it allows you to give you a little more flexibility in customizing the messages of those orders and when they're being sent from, like in the production board, dragging it to completed automatically emails those customers that the order is complete. But you could customize now, your confirmation emails and things like that. So it just gives you a variety of options to custom tailor each of those emails to individual stores rather than just kind of a global type setting. And one of the other ones too is we always got often asked, hey, the Booster Club president wants notified every time orders are placed from the store. So you could even add external email addresses to that, so that the Booster Club president or the pastor of the church or whoever might need to see that email who's ultimately benefiting from the store. So it just gives you the ability to add that.
Yeah, that's a big one, to have that ability now where you can actually build out everyone who gets notified whenever an order's been placed. So that's a good one.
Okay, it is 2:12, so we'll take maybe 1 or 2 more questions and finish at 2:15.
Okay.
Jamie is asking, are we able to generate reports, for example, a list of all clients, a list of all items sold, etc.?
You want to take that one?
Sure. Yeah, you sure can. So you have a variety of reports that you're able to generate. Pretty cool thing in Spirit Sale is that, and you can see that over a demo, is that you're able to define those reports by what you're trying to pull. So that whether it is store specific information or based off of the date range, and then within there, you can have it be just the order itself, or you can break it down to include the line items of whatever was included in that order. So that then any reports that you pull in Spirit Sale, you can always export as a CSV if you want to dive into it additionally as well.
Okay, and I see Joe put a note in here about clearing the fundraising tracker. So Joe, that is on tap to be updated. So look for some improvements to that here probably within the next couple of months that you'll be able to clear that. Daniel's asking if you're able and how you would generate a PO and then an art design report, if those are available.
Purchase order, we could generate quotes from within Spirit Sale. We have a nice quote feature that allows you to build itemized quotes that you're able to provide for your customers. So a lot of folks of our subscribers who take advantage of that, they still, they're building a ton of company stores, but they also do a variety of business for those who don't necessarily need a store, but yet want to place a bulk order for 25 of this, 50 of that, 30 of these. So you could build itemized quotes, build a product image into it with what logo they're having on there. It'll automatically generate a website link where they're able to click on that, review the products and things that are available for the quote, and treat it like an actual order. They'd be able to purchase that, say, $2,000 quote immediately from that link. That order comes to you in that quote form for you to then process.
All right, I think this will be the last question. Cletus is asking, does the customer see the wholesale prices?
Nope.
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 That's just for your internal purposes.
All right. That's a great way to end, gentlemen.
All right. Well,
cool.
Clint, I enjoyed it. Everybody who attended absolutely enjoyed, and thank you for attending for sure. But as Shauna mentioned, and I'm sure this is going to be included in the email as well, visit spiritsale.com, visit website links there, finding further information on the platform, but also, for those of you who are interested in seeing a more detailed demo than what we were going over to today, Clint and our calendars are there. Pick a day and a time. We'll all get our notifications to then be able to walk through that together one-on-one.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
thanks so much.
Have a great
day, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.